Hi everyone, and welcome to Cooking in the Kitchen with LaQuandra and Growing Home. So today we will actually make a little soup because it is a little bit chilly and it's time to warm our bodies up. So today we're just gonna make a simple tomato with summer squash and pasta. That's it. So we have our giant summer squash from our farm. We're gonna use onion, add a little bit of parsley on the end, fresh tomatoes from the farm, garlic cloves. I also have jarred garlic as well, and canned tomatoes. We're gonna use olive oil, and of course we always season to taste, black pepper, a little bit of sea salt. So this recipe actually only calls for 2 cloves of garlic, but if you're anything like me, I love garlic, so I actually use the whole bowl. And then also it calls for half of onion, but I also love onions, so I'm using a whole one. So as you get started to actually chop and mince your garlic and chop your onion, you can go ahead and turn the heat on under your pot and start heating your olive oil. So at the present moment, we have everything chopped. Our olive oil is actually heated inside of our pan, so we're gonna go ahead and add our garlic and our onion. And I'm also gonna save some of my onions to kind of garnish on top, just because I like different textures and I enjoy a crunchy onion. So here we go. We're gonna saute our onion and our garlic together for about 2 to 3 minutes at first. And we want them to just get a nice, change color just a bit, just to get a little bit brown. In the meantime, for the sauce, we're going to use vegetable stock, about 4 cups of that as well. And we're going to actually blend some of our homegrown fresh tomatoes from Growing Home to add to our sauce for our soup itself. And then we're gonna leave one of the cans of our tomatoes. We're gonna just leave that one intact as is. Because again, the weather's dropping, it's getting colder outside, and who doesn't enjoy a hearty soup? So for these tomatoes, because we're using a Ninja, I'm just gonna add them in whole because they're pretty small. And we're also adding the can of tomatoes, which are seasoned with basil and garlic and oregano already. I'm just gonna add that right in. We're getting some nice color on our onion. And now I'm going to add our summer squash to the pot so that it can start to saute with our onions. So once you get everything sauteed down and you have the desired texture or tenderness of your summer squash, and go ahead and grab your vegetable stock. This recipe calls for 4 cups. So we're gonna use this whole container. And then we're also going to add our additional tomatoes to this as well. So first we're gonna pour in our tomato puree first. And make sure you reduce your heat. Once you add the tomatoes, like I said, you can go ahead and start to add your stock. So you're actually going to let this simmer for about 5 to 10 minutes. And then if you already have your pasta cooked ahead of time, that's great. Toward the end, you can throw that right in before you get to plate, before you start to plate, because you don't want your noodles or your pasta to actually be too soft for this recipe. So I'm gonna turn my heat back up, cover my dish, and allow it to simmer for about 5 to 10 minutes. So our pot has simmered for about 5 to 10 minutes. I'm really loving this flavor. I added in some black pepper and some crushed pepper toward the end. So now I'm gonna add in some of our pasta. And I'm not gonna add the whole bowl. Maybe start off with half of it, maybe. Let's see. So now once you've added your pasta to your pot, give it a few stirs and maybe let it go for about 2 more minutes, and you're ready to plate and serve. So I hope that this hearty soup with all of these vegetables from growing home definitely warm your heart, your soul, and your tummy. And I hope that you really enjoyed this recipe. And again, everything we use, you can switch out the veggies to your taste or whatever you like. And I hope you just enjoy the rest of this cold, chilly day. So thank you for joining and hope to see you soon. Bye.